Hey everyone, it's Professor Smith again. What I'm going to do now is just kind of go through the Blackboard course, what I have for you guys in terms of learning resources, and then how to submit the various course assignments. So all the good stuff, all the meat and potatoes is under course content. The Getting Started folder is just kind of a Tunxus blurb, so I'm going to kind of leave that one for you guys to read. If you click on week 0, I put a few additional basic course policies about appropriate discussion board and email communication protocol. A few FAQs, kind of walking you through, is it going to be easier or harder than a regular course? When can you submit work? An important thing is that when you're uploading a file, like for one of those applied assignments, Blackboard is very picky about what it accepts. It does not read Mac files, unfortunately. Wrong attachments, invalid file types, corrupt file types, stuff like that do not read to the professor, unfortunately. So that would not be accepted for credit. So make sure you have a valid file type. Typically, any kind of MS Office like an Excel, a Word, a PDF is fine. And if you're really desperate, usually an image file, but just make sure it's a valid image file type like a JPEG or something like that. So I kind of already talked through the deadline structure, but that's also just repeated here for how you should kind of pace out your week. Our opening assignment is a discussion board. Now you'll know this one has a little bit of an earlier deadline. That's purely just to make sure everyone is engaged in the course and has access to our site. So the way that boards will generally work, I'll often have a nice link for you right here, or you can go to the discussions area on Blackboard right over here to find them. So in this case, let's test out that link below. Now typically the way I like to run it is that you have to then post first and then you get to read what other people have written. Students have told me in the past that this is actually a good thing. They actually like that they didn't feel the pressure of having to basically base what they did on what other people might have written. Okay, and then students won't just dovetail off of whoever kind of went first. Okay. So every discussion forum will give you a little description of what you're asked to write about. Okay. And then you would click Create Thread. Okay. You would give so that's what the thread is, basically what you're going to post. You would give it a required title. So in this case, it's like an introduction board and relating to the 10 principles, which I've given you in another folder there, 10 principles of economics and how they apply to you. So you would do your write-up. If you want to attach something, like for example, you want to write your post in a Word document because sometimes the format's better that way, that's totally fine. Or if you want to attach a picture or a graphic of some kind, you pretty much have to use a file, I believe, that you're going to upload. So you would browse local files and then you could attach and submit that way. And then when you're done, you would click Submit. Alright, so that's how a discussion board works. Now let me show you how the other assignments will work. So again, everything good is under course content. I'm going to use folders by week. So week 0 is kind of the initial post, the initial board post. That's kind of a special one-off type of assignment. Our first core material is going to be in week number 1. So I'm going to click week 1. And notice I said typically we have 2 chapters a week. So our first 2 topics are going to be GDP and unemployment. So let's just click on the GDP folder. Now I have lots of content for my students. A lot of this is personally made by me. Stuff that I've written up is the most important thing. Recordings I give you about the topic. Recordings I give you on how to do a specific assignment. Tutorials, templates. Now this PowerPoint right here is basically the replacement for the text, because remember the text in this section is going to be optional. So this PowerPoint is where you're going to get a lot of the the stuff that's going to be on the chapter quizzes. And the rest of the content that you're looking at here is going to be most useful for the applied assignments and the discussion board. Okay, so hopefully that kind of makes sense. Now, of course, every professor loves for their students online to actually read all this stuff in order. But of course, I realize my busy students will not always want to do that. So, should you want to go right to the assignments folder, all the assignments are going to be listed in this logically enough named folder called assignments. Let's click on that. So the chapter quizzes will be labeled as such. Remember, you're gonna get 2 attempts on those, possibly 3 if I think that that would be especially helpful for everyone. So the way that you take a chapter quiz in Blackboard, click the quiz link. It will give you a little blurb, possibly with any other special instructions, a due date, the fact that you get to take it you get to take it twice, okay? And then to begin a Blackboard quiz, you logically enough click begin. Okay. So you'll get questions. They're going to be in multiple choice format. If I wanted to click one, I'm just going to click an answer here. I have no idea if that's the right one off the top of my head. Well, actually I do, but I can't quite give away all the state secrets yet. I would then click Save Answer. Okay, and then I use these arrow buttons to navigate throughout the test. Okay. Now, if I navigate all the way to the end, either by going question by question or hitting this double arrow, what you're going to see is this Save and Submit button. So that's the button that you're going to click when you are ready to send the test to me and not edit it anymore. Alright, so typically Blackboard gives you one pop-up warning like this, and when you click OK, that's going to then take you, that's going to tell you that you've submitted your quiz, and there's no more taking of questions on that attempt anymore. Okay. So I think I told you guys in the syllabus that I have this set up to give you the answers at the deadline, but it will mark after your first attempt which ones you got wrong. So that will help you study and do better on your second attempt. All right, let's go back in and take a look at the other assignment types. So here we have an applied assignment. In this one, you're going to categorize different GDP components based on some circumstances I'm going to give you in the file here. Okay. There's an accompanying recording I made. Okay. So to upload this one, you would click on the link. Okay. And then after you write up your submissions, let me actually just go back and show you that one again. So in this file here, notice how I've given you some different GDP related circumstances, and you're going to fill in a template here. Okay, so you would then save that down, and when you're ready to upload, you would click Upload Files. Okay. Then you would browse to find your file. Now, I don't have a completed template yet myself to upload for you, but you would go and find that template. Let's say it was this file. Click Open, and then click Submit, and that will transmit it to me. Okay. If we go back and look at the final thing, you'll notice we also have a second applied assignment for how to read US GDP data. And again, I show you exactly how to do that. And then this one is just a shorter multiple choice quiz, which would work just like the chapter quizzes, except these typically are set for one take because it's an applied assignment. And then everything works like that. So you're going to have 2 chapters a week, so 2 folders a week with 2 assignment folders. Feel free to use the course content materials I gave you as much or as little as you want to be successful. And I feel like I have blabbed enough, so hopefully that gives you an overview on how to get started. I'll see you on the next recording, and reach out with any questions. I'll talk to you later.